Good morning, chat. Um, Unfortunately, yesterday I had a busy day and unfortunately could not get the video done, but you know what that means. Today we're gonna get two done today, one in the morning right now, and then later we're gonna get another one done. So without further ado, let's waste no more time and let's get into it. The mystery of sex transmutation, the 10th step to riches. The meaning of the word transmute is, in simple language, the changing or transferring of one element or form of energy into another. The emotion of sex brings into being a state of mind. Because of ignorance on the subject, this state of mind is generally associated with the physical because of improper influences to which most people have been subjected in acquiring knowledge of sex. Things, especially physical, have highly biased the mind. The emotion of sex has behind it is the possibility of three constructive possibilities. Number one, the perpetuation of humankind. Number two, the maintenance of health as a therapeutic agency. It has no equal. Number three, the transformation of mediocrity into genius through transmutation. Sex transmutation is simple and easily explained. It means the switching of the mind from thoughts of physical expression to thoughts of more of some other nature. Sex desire is the most powerful of human desires. When driven by this desire, people develop keenness of imagination, courage, willpower, persistence, and creative ability unknown to them at other times. So strong and impelling is the desire for sexual contact that people freely run the risk of life and reputation to indulge it. When harnessed and redirected along other lines, the positive attributes of this motivating force may be used as powerful creative forces in literature, art, and any other profession or calling, including, of course, the accumulation of riches. The transmutation of sex energy calls for the exercise of willpower, to be sure, but the reward is worth the effort. The desire for sexual expression is inborn in nature. The desire cannot and should not be submerged or eliminated, but it should be driven and outlet through forms of expression that enrich the body, mind, and spirit. If not given this form of outlet through transmutation, it will seek outlets through purely physical channels. A river may be dammed and its water controlled for a time, but eventually it will force an outlet. The same is true of emotion of sex. It may be submerged and controlled for a time, but its very nature caused it to be ever seeking means of expression. If it is not transmuted into some creative effort, it will find a less worthy outlet. Fortunate, indeed, are those who have discovered how to give sex emotion an outlet through some form of creative effort, for they have, by that discovery, lifted themselves into that status of genius. The scientific research on the backgrounds of high-achieving men, unfortunately, no similar studies have been made about highly successful women, has disclosed these significant facts. Number one, the men of greatest achievement are those with highly developed sex natures, men who have learned the art of sex transmutation. Number two, the men who have accumulated great fortunes and achieved outstanding recognition in literature, art, in industry, architecture, and the professions were motivated by the influence of a woman. The research from which these outstanding discoveries were made went back through the pages of biography and history for more than 2,000 years. Wherever there was evidence available in connection with the lives of men of great achievement, and it indicated most conceivably that they possess highly developed sex natures. The emotion of sex is an irreversible force, irresistible force, against which there can be no such opposition as an immovable body. When driven by this emotion, men become gifted with a superpower for action. Understanding this truth, and you will catch the significance of the statement that sex transmutation will lift one to the status of a genius. The emotion of sex contains the secret of creative ability. Destroy the sex glands, whether in man or beast, and you will have removed the major source of action. For proof of this, observe what happens to any animal after it's been castrated. A bull becomes as docile as a cow after it has been altered sexually. Sex alterations takes out of the male, whether man or beast, all the fight that was in him. Sex alteration of the female has the same effect. The 10 mind stimuli. The human mind responds to stimuli through which it may be keyed up to high rates of vibration known as enthusiasm, creative imagination, intense desire, etc. The stimuli to which the mind responds most freely are: number 1, the desire for sex expression; number 2, love; number 3, the burning desire for fame, power, financial gain, money; number 4, music; number 5, friendship between either those of the same sex or those of the opposite sex; number 6, a mastermind alliance based upon the harmony of 2 or more people who ally themselves spiritually or temporal advancement; number 7, mutual suffering such as that expressed by people who are persecuted; number 8, autosuggestion; number 9, fear; number 10, narcotics and alcohol. The desire for sex expression comes at the head of the list of the stimuli that most effectively set up the vibrations of the mind and start the wheels of physical action. 8 of these stimuli are nature and constructive, 2 are destructive. The list here is presented to enable you to make a comparative study of the major sources of mind stimulation. From this study, it will be readily seen that the emotion of sex is, by great odds, the most intense and powerful of the all mind stimuli. This comparison is necessary as a foundation for proof of that statement that transmutation of sex energy may lift one to the status of a genius. Let us find out what consists a genius. A good definition of a genius is a person who has discovered how to increase the vibrations of thought to the point where they can freely communicate with sources of knowledge not available through the ordinary rate of vibration of thought. The person who thinks will want to ask some questions considering this definition of genius. The first question will be, how may one communicate with sources of knowledge which are not available through the ordinate rate of vibration of thought? The next question will be, are there known sources of knowledge which are available only to geniuses? And if so, what are these sources and exactly what may they be how may they be reached? We shall offer proof of the soundness of some of the more important statements made in this book, or at least we shall offer evidence through which you may secure your own proof through experimentation. In doing so, we shall answer both of these questions. I'll take a pause there. I find it very fascinating. Obviously, most humans, men or women, crave some form of, sexual interactions with another human being, and develop this kind of stimuli in our brains and our body. But one thing that I found fascinating was that if you are able to control it to some degree, or able to create some of that energy and perform it, or translate it into, riches, or, pursuing the things that you want to pursue, says a lot about oneself, not only in a self-controlled manner, but also empowered manner. Which I find very, very fascinating to think about, something I've never really think about, that if you can control yourself with the greatest stimuli that there is, humankind, that's a lot of power. That's pretty big. So yeah, like I said, I'll see you guys later today, because I missed yesterday, but I'm gonna go golf. See you guys tomorrow.